Division 2, Race 9, round Silverstone. So, yes, and your usual commentator, unfortunately, was feeling a bit off and sick, so I have the task of commentating this race now. So, yeah. Can't wait actually, because I've been following the Division 2 for quite a while. So, I'm quite happy to get this opportunity. So we might as well take a look at the championship table for Division 2 after Race 8 Monaco, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure they have stayed the same. If I remember, I think the top 3 have stayed the same of what it was from before Mexico. Then they went into Mexico, raced, and then it still like came out the same positions. I'm still just trying to get the table up so I can inform you guys. It will guess we'll go out with the first driver to go on the pits. I think that's Fakey 200 there, coming out of the pits. It is. He seems to be the first driver. Nope, he does left the after Letty has passed. We're in front of him. On here. As you'll now flood onto track, and I'll get the track map up. Change it to she here, there we go. Fantastic. Yes, as I thought. H2 is currently leading the championship here. Still in the pits at the moment with 108 points, and 12 points behind him with 96 points is Petrovoli here in the Alpine out on track. And behind them in the third spot, Tickett, the Aston Martin, running 5 points behind Petrovoli here. So he has 91 points. Having the most wins here also is Voli. Very fast, very fast. All of them have 4 podiums, but all 5, well, not all 5, but 3 poles going to Voli here. But I'm talking about the top 3, but really I should be talking about the other driver in the Williams just below him, Christopher Tickett of Donkey Dan, who's only 1 point off Tickett. And his teammate Tenkan, also in the Williams, only 10 points behind him. So it's very close. As the first car comes across the line to start the lap is Plebmaster, the Plebmeister, here to start a lap. And just behind him is the McLaren with Sammy here. On the medium tyre is the Plebmeister. And the soft is Sammy, and behind them is an Ferrari, and it is Vlancy here. And already a DNF there at the first turn. There's a H2's teammate there, Elmarie. V200 just stopped, invalidated the lap there, just letting all cars past. Very well. Hopefully he don't want to stop for too long on the track. It's Plebmeister, let's say first 2 sector times, or 1 minute 3.7 here on the medium tyres. I'll also have drivers on the medium tyres, I'm pretty sure, yep. Well, not a lot, only 4. But the championship leader on the mediums here, H2. As he crosses the line, set at 1:27.8 there on the mediums, and Sammy comes across on the softs to sort of go 3 tenths quicker, and then 3 tenths quicker than him on the softs is Lancey. They're 27 2, and Destravelis putting himself P5 for the 1:28.6 on the mediums, and Tickard starting himself in between Sammy and Lancey here with a 1:27.4, and Michael here putting himself a 1:27.4. He puts himself between Tickard and Lancey, but in between them comes Tony and Volley here with a 1:27.4, both with a 1:27.4. A lot of drivers setting a 1:24 here. Xavier with a 1:27.8 here on the mediums. Next across the line is Stuart here. Probably going to set another 1:27.4. No, 1:27.3. Goes second place there. It's Martin of Kelsey here. 1:49.1. I think it's just obviously of that first lap to go on the track. Had like a few cars past. Benny here, say 1:28.5 on the softs. Let's see who's on a lap. He's still in the pits, H2. From Rod here, come around the first sector. Who's further into the lap? Fakey 200 here. Having an impressive race in Monaco, going from P12, if I can remember, to P5. He's won the first points for Mercedes. Very quick driver. On the softs, not on the mediums. 1:03.9 first sector, so that will put him maybe a 1:27.7. See how good his lap is. As Famrod pits, he was on a lap, and Cal goes fastest with a 1:27.2, and Fakey crosses the line for 1:27.8. They're 11th place behind the Clubmeister. He'll be wanting to improve, and I think he's going another lap. As people dive into the pits, that is Xavier and a Alfa Romeo. Stravlis, who's invalidated his lap. Benny, who is on a lap now after setting a 1:28.1. I think he's going to want to improve on that. Who else is on that? Nope, the other Haas pitted. So obviously pole right now 3,000ths quicker than Lancey behind him. And we could go down to the. There we go. Benny. Oh, he's down by 1.5 seconds. So I think we'll go back on with Fakey 200 as finally H2 decides to come out on the soft compound tyres. It's obviously Fakey backed off his lap there. Probably going to jump to the pits, get some tyres on. Same with a lot of people who came up earlier. I don't think anyone's on a lap right now. Trying to get to that. Yep, Famrod here. He's on a lap? No, not a bit. A lot of the medium runners changing onto the softs here, like Sammy, who's changed onto the softs. I think he was on the mediums, I cannot remember. I think I will check because no one is on a lap. Nope. Just tell me on the right, but I just had to click on him. No, it's the Plebmeister himself, who's on the mediums, who has swapped onto the softs. And coming across the line, I think the start one is. Yes, H2. Who will come across the line to start his first hot lap with 9 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. First corner very well there. Full flat out. Fortunately it was flat out and didn't work really for his teammate. He DNF'd. Bit wide there maybe on the third corner, but all round first sector nailed. 127.5. I think behind him is also on a lap is Sammy, yep. Okay, flags in sector 2, but it seems to be cleared. A long train coming on the back straight there. As I think no one in front of him is on a lap. Yep, out lap. Sammy's up by a tenth here. I'll put him maybe even up to P3 if he can improve some more. Get back on with HQ. So, gets a good corner there. Going to the final sector. The final few assortment of corners. Using all the track, just in track limits there, and will he go pole? He will with a 126.9. Really fast there, 3/10 faster. What does Sammy put in? Just behind him. Oh no, Pitts unfortunately must have, yes, invalidated there. And the Plebmeister on the new soft tyres, 1/10 up there. The Struveless up by 5/10 here. Okay, this could be a very good lap for him. You're done also on a lap as he passes the Ferrari that gets out of the way. We're on the mediums on an out lap. Ticket out by 2/10. Oh, is that? I don't know if he's up by 2/10. Just a second. Yeah, the Plebmeister. Oh, he is invalidated. Yep. Victor comes out the pits. The Distributor here up by 2.5 which will put him looking P10 here as Voley goes P2. Only very close. Only 200ths off H2 up front, or around 200ths. As H2 jumps into the pits. And Michael's starting a hot lap. People diving into the pits. Actually, no, Strava's coming across the line. 6/10 faster, but I think it was invalidated. No, it wasn't invalidated. There's that many people with a very fast time. As he backs off. As Tony has joined qualifying. He will have to retire at the end of the 6 minutes, I think. Have to keep a look on him because if he passes the 6-minute timer, I think his lap will be invalidated. So let's see who's on out lap. Jan Dunn currently 8th, just backing off his lap. So is Stewart, I think. Budmeister's invalidated. Who are the cars behind him? There's a Ferrari, I think, on a lap here, Lancy. Don't know what he's up by, but we'll have to see when he crosses the line. Nope. Dives into the pits. But the McLaren stays out of Sammy, who he's starting a lap. Stravas invalidated this lap. The other Red Bull dives into the pits as well. A car that is coming across the line. No, it's the other Alpine, but it is invalidated for Famrod on the mediums. Gives it a very fast time here, like Famrod. He's running out of time to pit back onto the softs. What car is on an outlap? Could Fish 200 be on one? He is, but he's only up by 200ths. Lagging just a slight bit. Will this guy get out of the way? I think this is going to look rough for us, but good for him. Hopefully. And he comes around the Beckett's corner. Can't see what he's up by. As he is left, unfortunately disconnecting there. So his bike has been immediately returned to the pits. As Benny goes 4/10 faster. Unless I'm the one lagging. Would hope not. a lot of cars. A lot of cars in the pit's going to come out here for their last laps. And once on pole, well, not once on pole, but like did set fast lap at one point. The Aston Martin of can't see here. Going to start his hot lap. So is Sammy. Sammy's up by 15,000. So keeping my eye on these two. And it's the other Aston Martin of Benny, I think that is. Yeah. Well, he's up by 3/10. That will put him above fake 200. Yeah. If he can nail this lap. Don't think fake 200 is going to be able to join back and put a lap in. So if Benny beats him here, it could look a bit grim. As he does, he goes up to 13th. Does Benny. And up by a 10th here, which will put Cassell around P4 if he can nail Maggots and Beckett's. As the fuel, I think, unfortunately for Sammy there. Taking a lot of the track there, we come around the corner to set a pole time of a 1:26.9. Super fast there from him. Moves H2 down, but he still has a lap to do, and so does a lot of other drivers on out laps now. Could be shaken up wildly by the end of this qualifying. As Famrod is on and out lap, yet to set a time. The first car seems to cross the pit again, across the line to start our lap is Stewart here. With a 1:27.2. Can he go faster? We'll see. Hopefully we'll know by the end of this lap. Also coming across the line very soon will be for a Mayo of H2 to cross the line to try and beat Aston Martin from pole and take it for himself. But I think so will Petra Volley to also take pole here to make his 6th pole of the season. Obviously Cassell pitting here, won't be able to set another lap, he won't. As he retires from the session and going into the pits, so that there's no glitches. Very well done from him. Up by half a tenth here is H2, runs a little bit wide there. Has to make this a little scuffed Brooklyn's turn. Then that will take him down. I don't think he's going to be up now. If you take away the elementary, you can't see what is Delta, unfortunately. As Ian Dunn goes fastest here, the 1:26.8, I completely didn't see that. Lance also goes faster, and then Ian Dunn now with a 1:26.8. As I think we'll just do it as they cross the line now. Should go to the Haas of Stewart, who hasn't validated. He goes into bids. Then next up is the Alpha Romeo, Alpha Tauri, sorry. He's up by 1/10, which isn't enough to get pole. He has to go by 2 here to secure it. Oh, and he loses on the exit of the final turn. Can he save anything? No, unfortunately. And then coming across the line also is the other of Famrod, but I think his lap's invalidated, so I think he'll be last. As the the other Haas of Plebmaster comes across the line, 7/10 up. Where will this put him? Invalidated lap. Behind him is Famrod, which goes 4th. The Aston Martin of the Struveless here doesn't improve. The other Red Bull dives into pit. Benny stays out. I think that's Benny here on the track. No, it ain't. It is his teammate Sammy. Sammy comes across the line to set a 1:27.0. Petrovoli sets a time of 1:26.8, which isn't enough to beat Lancey from pole position. But Ian Dunn is off the lap, so that is it for qualifying. Lancey on pole position with a 1:26.829, absolutely rapid. And unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he's still driving. There's a check flag, so I don't think he's driving. He just said he was up, and I was like, up on a 1:26.8. Oh, how can you go that fast on Silverstone? But anyway, the top three only separated by really half a tenth. Crazy. In the pits, Ian Dunn and Lancey. So I think it should be done anytime soon. As we move on to the race here with, yep, there we go. Race time. With your pole sitter, I think I don't want to insult and say it's his first pole, but the Ferrari driver getting pole here from denying Wally of his 6th pole of the season. Great from here. Good seeing Ian Dunn in 3rd there and Tickard 4th. Great. And Aston Martin pairing 4 and 5. Obviously just said Tickard and Caselli here with a 1:26.9. Great from him. H2, the championship leader in 7th there, and Tenkan in P8. And Sammy P9 and P10. Rounding off the top 10 is Michael. So here, starting the formation lap. Fake 200 has returned, joining us in P17 here. Would be last if it wasn't for the DNF Murray here. So running down the grid, obviously Lancey with pole position here. Petra Volley for the Alpine team. Ian Dunn 3rd for Alfa Romeos, and Tickard P4, and P5 his teammate Carl C here. And then Famrod P6, H2 P7, P8 goes to Tenkan, and then Sammy, the first McLaren, P9, and rounding off the top 10, obviously Michael, 10th. Stewart just out of the top 10 on, I think he's starting on medium tyres there, 11th. Tony, P12, Destravelis P13, Benny P14, Xavier P15, the Plebmeister P16, Fakey 100 P17, and El Murray P18. The only person not to set a lap. And let's even get their tyres now. there. So starting on the mediums is Stewart, Destravlis, Xavier, and the Plebmeister himself. Would have seen the people right at the back, like Fig 200 and El Marie, started on the mediums, but they seem to be sticking to the cool strategy. And I think helping his teammate here, El Marie, slowing right down before the formation lap. Still has control of his car, slowing right down until the control is taken. As he heads to the P18 grid box to watch the start. As Lancy's getting into position now. And Petroli, Eon Dunn, Ticked, Kelsey, Famrod, H2, Tenkan, Sammy, Michael Stewart, Tony, Destravlis, Benny, Xavier, Permeister, Fakey, and finally getting to the good spot, Marie. Also, the pit strategy said pit lap 10 for the soft runners onto the mediums, and the medium runners pit lap, I think it was 20, no it wasn't 20, it must be something like 16, 18. But obviously goes to the front, Benny assesses the session. 5 red lights, and away we go, quickly in Britain they do. As Eon Dunn gets a second there, away from Peter, who had a bad start. Side by side, no they're not side by side, but Ticked is side by side, now with Volley here. Guess I'll keep him 5th, there's a spin of the other Alpine, which is Famrod, Fakey making it up to P13 there. Big hop, Sammy dropping places, Benny is an AI, still side by side as Ticked, and Volley as he ducks behind Volley now into the strip scene. Fakey 200 left the session, unfortunately there were connection issues. As a yellow flag one as an Alfa Romeo is off, and that is Tony. Ticked trying to go around the outside of Volley around Brooklands here. So really close here. Trying to make this move for 3rd early in the race. As Xavier seems to have a bad exit from Brooklands as well and shot down to 17th. Fake 200 has joined back now. Yes, we don't have a predicted pit stop strategy for the medium runners. As Eon Dunn drops down to 7th, unfortunately, there after his great start. Don't know what that is. Must just have been a bad Mike and Beckett's there. So Lancy's still on pole, and Volley, and that's a 5-second pit lane penalty for Eon Dunn, sorry, and there's 3 DNFs here as they've taken each other out in the almost penultimate corner to the final assortment of corners, and that is a safety car, lap 2, as a few cars come to the pits of Eon Dunn and Xavier. Didn't see what happened there. Tony was the first to DNF with, and then Benny and Plebmeister following around there. As you can see on the track map where the letter 3 is, if you can see that, that's where they crashed. Don't know what the corner's called, unfortunately, but did see a few dots on the map stationary. Got cleared very fast though, so they must have been quite far onto the racing line if it was a full safety car here. As we look at the position changes. So obviously P1 and P2 staying the exact same, and upper place is Ticked, so is Kelsey from obviously Eon Dunn's pit and his contact. H2O, the championship leader, in 5th place here, with Tinkin just behind him, who also made up 2 positions, and a great start for Stuart, who's made up 4 places. And then Michael and Destravlis making up a combined 6 places there in 8th and 9th. The Red Bulls doing good work there. And Sam unfortunately dropping a place to P10, but great work from El Marie to make it up to 11th and past Fake 200, who he started behind. So only going up 7 places here. Fake 200, who's back in the race now, 12th. After starting 17th, moving up 5 places, and then we get to the back with Famrod, who's pitting here on lap 3 in the safety car. losing 7 positions, and Ian Dunn also losing 11 positions. Rough for him, and a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane, and Xavier also pitting. So they have gone on to the soft compound of tyres, ultimately to catch the safety car and then pit when everyone else pits. So good choice. Ian Dunn, I think, has done the same. Now he's going on to the mediums. Van comes out on the medium tyres as well. Caselli, or who did pit as well, he's on the medium tyres. You must think this is the better strategy. Maybe thinking there's another safety car if he's going to take this all the way to the end. Or maybe going medium softs when everyone else pits. 100 here are the ones that haven't pitted, so I guess you could say last under the safety car here when everyone pits. Made up 6 places though, and yeah, just seems to be cruising on these soft tyres. And so is El Marie, who's clearly wants to gain places here after starting last, now 10th. Sammy, after the the Aston Martin pitted of Caselli, goes up to P9, so he hasn't lost the place. And a few more positions gained for everyone else as he pits. So the safety car will not be coming in this lap. It'll be out for another lap. So it will be a next lap. As Xavier does catch the pack this lap, just we'll have to wait till the start of the next lap to see the racing again. This is a very close battle in Division 2 here for the championship. You could almost say it's a top 4, top 5 maybe, fighting for this P1 spot, all very close. Even though 3 wins going to Rowley here, which is the majority of his points, which would have been 75 points for him. He's just DNF'd a few races. I think Xavier slows right down into the first real corner. And now safety car does come in this lap. As we are on board with Lancer here, we'll be pacing the field until the finish line, backing it quite far up. A lot of cars want to make positions here. Who can it work for? On board with the championship leader just to make his see if he gets a good start here for the finish line. We don't know when Lancey's going to set off. Seems to be now, but he could always slow down in these last corners, slow right down in these last corners to get away from everyone, but I don't think he will, as everyone seems to be keeping position there. It was quite a common restart there, and yet no one loses positions. Closest is tickered really on Rowley here, I think. Actually no, Caselli's about to make the move on fake 200 here, who has quite a gap to the car in front, and also does another second gap. Oh, almost going to the back of him there. Obviously medium versus soft here. You'd assume that fake 200 is faster, but he has been on those softs for 5 laps. using all his ERS to try and get past now. Well, some of his ERS. The gap between Ticket and Volley has stayed around 4 tenths here. But the gap is decreasing from Michael to Stuart here. Reducing time penalty for El Marie for track limits infringements. 1.3 seconds for fake 200 and El Marie as the overtake is made with Michael going on the inside of Stuart here, makes a move before the corner, very good. Yeah, as Stuart is the closest man on track to someone now. Passes up going to Petra now, but it could go to anyone crossing the line now. It isn't. Very close together here now for everyone. Michael taking a very wide first or third corner. So there's a bit of a gap now between Tenkan and Michael here, 1.1 seconds, as he's the leader of this train now. Hopefully wanting to get back in DRS lane of Tenkan pretty soon. As it is, that as every car is within a second now. The gap between Fake 200 and Maria is closed, but he has used a lot of ERS to do so. On 40%, which is a lot less than other drivers. Yes, a lot less. As all the ERS batteries seem to be in the top 70 really, and he's the only one that isn't. As he drains it even lower now. All the way to 20% now. Very low compared to the other drivers. But the round of pit stops is coming up soon. Hopefully it's enough to try fend off an attack from... Actually no, he does. He's out of DRS range of Cancelli here. DRS is enabled. Close people on track. Yeah. So a lot of very close together really. With a gap between Stuart now from Michael, and behind him Stravlis on the medium tyres. Yeah, I think the highest one on medium tyres. He's doing a very Stravlis job, if you do say so myself. In 8th place, only around 7 tenths away from Stuart, which I think he's going to catch here very soon. As that is a spun McLaren of Sammy of Brooklyn, so very unfortunate. I've spun them many times, so it's very unfortunate for him. Luckily no contact made with any other car, if they didn't mess up any other car. Tenkan very close in the back of H2 who has dropped massively to Ticket here. Yeah, I think he's going to try and make this overtake here. Looks like he's going to go down the inside. Yes he is, side by side with H2, or very close, almost hitting off the track. So side into the braking zone. H2 keeps the position for now, but he could always lose it again on the straight. Stravos also quite close to Stuart here. Famrod also close on Ian Dunn, only 4 tenths separates them. Yeah, very close. Michael also wanted to get past H2 here. Unfortunately, Stuart is a bit far away from these two on the mediums. All going, almost getting a penalty there, I'd assume, which allows Stravlis to catch up. It's a good turn from him as Fake 200 makes the move on Elmer on the outside. Perfect there from him. Fortunately didn't catch that. That's really annoying. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled now. Michael P6 goes off the track. I think Tinkan's going to want to get past here now with his. There's another time penalty for Elmer. And P9 is Fakey 200, but that is a large gap. And Distravelis does get past Stewart there, both medium runners. Getting past, so he's going to use ERS to try to stay ahead into the braking zone, which he does do. H2 is now behind Tinkan here as Elmarie pits, which will be the first pit stop on lap 8. I mean lap 9. The winner DMX 50 of Division 5 pit on lap 9 to undercut everyone around him. Depending on when these guys pits, which I think a lot of people will be pitting next lap, and anyone that is pitting lap 11 will get undercut. But actually, not really, because there was a 2-second gap, isn't there? So I don't think anyone will get undercut, unfortunately. It would have been good to see a good strategy call. As Caselli goes for the move on Fakey 200, Fakey 200 going wide, trying to stay ahead. The medium's really coming into getting it hit there, Fakey 200, as he keeps the position. Good battle here now using ERS. Is thinking they're going to go side by side into Cops? Are they? No. Nicely, respectfully backs off there. Not going to try make a move on the Mercedes there. All quite far off the track there. Can he get round? Using all this ERS fake. He's trying to use what little he has. I think here, if he can keep ahead of Caselli, can't, but I think he should pit. But Eon Dunn's also coming for him. Can he stay ahead of Eon Dunn here? They're side by side. Does Fakey 200 go to the pits? No, he doesn't. I think that was the wrong decision. I definitely think he should have pitted. As he's banging wheels now with his Eon Dunn. This is a spin in sector 2, which is Elmarie, who crashes, no front wing, hasn't DNF, so there's no safety car. Back, Eon Dunn makes it in front of Fakey 200, and now Famra trying to line up a move on Fakey 200, losing places by the second. I think he definitely should have pitted on lap 10. Let's hope his medium tyres can overtake all these guys later in the race. And while I've been talking, Stewart has also stayed right in the back of Distravelis here, who is a 2-second gap from Michael. Trying to use what little ERS he has left to try and catch Eon Dunn. As Famrod is also close on the behind with here, Fake 200. See his red light blinking here. I definitely think he pits this lap here, so the overtake from Famrod isn't too extreme. Really trying to squeeze the last bit out of this battery. He is going down almost to no percent. He's going to go reference the corner. Famrod nowhere near. Now he's going to dive into the pit. Is he? No, he isn't. Going on to lap 11. Never mind, I think it's actually lap 10 for him. Lap 11, so I think this is a bad mistake here from Fake 200. Hopefully he can keep up as Caselli leaves. I missed that unfortunately. As Elmer, the blue flags now race for him. As Eon Dunn is spun, unfortunately there while hitting the back of Caselli there'll be some report of that, I'm sure. Then Fake 200 moves onto the place, who is trying to line up a move now on Caselli if Famrod doesn't go around the outside, which is really hard to do here. But I think he's going to make it happen because of the Caselli bot here. They're side by side here, but I don't think Caselli's bot is being barged out of the way here by Famrod. And I think this is very unlucky for Fake 200 here, as now he's stuck behind the bot of Caselli, which would be infuriating for him. But I think the bot will, yes, move. But now he has lost a place to Famrod here, who's also on the medium tyres. Fake 200 the only one on the soft tyres. As Distravelis and Stewart are trying to fight, as a lot of people coming to the pits which is Lancey, Tenkan Michael stays out, Destravala stays out, Lancey comes into the pit, Volty comes into the pits, H2 comes into the pits, Fakey 200 stays out, which is, I don't know on this lap here. But there was a safety car, so he definitely should have appeared. This is going to be bad for him. Very bad for Fakey 200 here. As I don't think I know what happened to the safety car. It was the Elma accident, but he seems to be doing okay. He just must have been too quick on the throttle, maybe a bit angry from all the pit stops there. He's just pressed too hard and he's spun it round. Very unlucky here for the leading cars here, Ticket, who I think are just gonna go right to the back really, and people like 5200 who are at the back of this grid are gonna go right to the back now. Very unfortunate for 5200 as he is on the softs. Very awkward pit stop for the, a very awkward safety car for the medium runners, as they want to put onto the soft, but the softs will not go 14 laps. So they'll have to stay out, which is very unfortunate. So they can't go back onto another pair of mediums without pitting again. So I think what they'll do is either go onto the hards, which I think these two are doing here. There's Ticket and Michael both pit, but they're on soft, so they can put onto the mediums. As now they all come into the pits. Ian Dunham has a drive-through for speeding under safety car. Let's see where this puts these guys out now. How much Ian Dunham's retired from this session, just out of pure rage. There, Ian Dunham retires. How much time is lost for these guys in the pits? I think it will be dead last for Big 200, and everyone else pitting will be very close to the back, as the two Aston Martins leading in a very strong position. They are both on fresh mediums. Yep. Wait, no, Caselli on 9 lap on mediums decides to stay out and is going to put onto the softs in around 5 laps, most likely. I think his teammate is going to have to do a lot of defending for this to work here. There's everyone now on fresh tyres except from Caselli, who does have a 3-second time penalty. Yep, so does Xavier have a 3-second time penalty. As if these guys can catch up to the safety car will come in at the end of sector 2 if these drivers can catch up. We're just waiting on Sammy here. As the safety car will be coming in this lap. Yep, race control just confirming that first. As they restart now for Caselli here. Will he let his teammate bias the question? But I think for the strategy that Caselli is on to work, he's going to have his teammate behind. I would advise a very sharp break here from Caselli and then off again, but he's not. But the Ticket is very close to him here. As there's still yellow flags all around the track. I don't know if overtaking is still permitted here. Well, there's yellow flags on track. I guess we'll see if Lancey can get past Ticket here. Xavier and Sammy battling. Everything, the yellow flags are no longer an issue now, as Sammy and Xavier are side by side in the first sector. Fake 200 gets a 3-second time warning just gets a penalty for exceeding too many track limits. Yes, I think trying his best now after 6 tenths behind to go back up this grid. Definitely, I think the best idea to try and do so just in these slow corners, just slow right down. I think the first sector would be much better. Ian Dunn leaves the session after his retirement after pure rage of getting that drive penalty. Very close here with all the cars. Except for there's a 1.8 second gap between Fake 200 and Famrod here. As Fake 200 is on the mediums and Lancy there with a 3 second time penalty for exceeding check limits. Very, very close here. Only Ticket gets a 3 second time penalty. Now top three all have 3 second time penalties. You're really fighting on these old medium tyres with his teammate behind to try and get the strategy working for him. Right now, we'll have to go quite a big gap to get past these guys in the next couple of laps. Hoping that they fight that as Stewart makes the pass on. Famrod does see their side by side. Yes, Famrod is dropped of a position by Stewart as Stewart is now under Stravlis's gearbox. Very close. Obviously DRS being enabled next lap. H2 with a time penalty there for 3 seconds. Our championship leader in 7th right now. Stravlis, perfect corner there for him. Stewart will not be able to make the move. 3 seconds now, the second is about go to on Famrod from Faker 200. As this, I thought that was a wheel of Famrod trying to go down the inside of Stewart and it's just not working for him. Really a massive train here all the way to P11. As Sammy Pitts, who's rather good, preying on a safety car now. Lancy very close on Tickard. Tickard wary to back off from his teammate to try and hold them up so he's not in danger of being overtaken, but also trying to stay inside the DRS range so he doesn't get dropped by Lancer here, out of Beckett. But he could get past him anyway here with a slipstream, the DRS and the ERS. Can he get past? Really trying. Side by side, I think he's going to do it now. It's a charge for Lancer just to charge down Caselli here on the 60, no, on the 12 lap on mediums. As he puts in the fast lap of 129.4, is sure the Fox replaces that with the same time. That's very close to Stravlis on the back of H2 here. And Peter is very close to the Mikey is there battling. Mikey gets the switch back perfectly on Peter as Peter is trying to get the keep the position. As now round the outside he goes. Don't think it's going to work. It stays on track though, and I think it might actually work here as Michael just seems to have gone really wide from Beckett's, Brooklyn's. And Timken is very close now after 7 attempts to H2 behind. Stewart with a 3 second time penalty now. Very, very close. The top 10 really only separated by like 2 seconds here. Actually, never mind, Ticket has dropped a 1 second gap now to the cars behind, but I mean cars in front as Volley gets past him, and Michael's now going to move it up here. They're really trying to slow everyone down, but he can't do that anymore now. This teammate battling. Well, no, Lancia overtook him a while ago. I obviously didn't see that overtake. Then kind of very close on the back of Michael here. Bamrod down the inside on Stewart, takes curb, just missing his rear wheel of Stewart there as the DRS and ERS go on. As the Stravas is trying to overtake down the inside on H2 here. Around the outside, can he make it work on the soft compound of tyres? Really try and be pushed, gets a 3-second time penalty there. Very unfortunate, but I think he's still going to try and get the position. Is he have to back off here? I think he's going to have to back off here to let H2 pass. Don't think he wanted to. Full speed through Coppice on the new grippy soft mediums and put him side by side into Beckett's. I mean Beckett's and Beckett's. Both corners because they're doing all of them. Unfortunately not, they weren't side by side there. But Michael very close on the back of Tickard with no ERS. Tickard's used all his ERS for that lap. As getting past him is Michael, and 10 can wanted to have a look there. Now 5200 is overtaken by Xavier. As 10 can goes down the inside on Tickard, dropping all the way down to 6th. It's Tickard now from 2nd. Losing a lot of time here. As it's a complete mess behind them. Expecting to Stravas try to go too wide in the first corner to Stravas really trying to make this move here. Look how close they all are. Fanrod even trying to get. Stravas is spun, missing him barely. Is Stewart. Hopefully no one crashed into him. Fake 200 moves out of the way perfectly to miss him, so he's now almost dead last. But I think that is a Spectre hitting him there. Unfortunately, I think he's just gone into the back of him. I think it's a racing incident. I don't think there is anything malicious in that or anything wrong from both drivers. Now Fanrod looking to chase Spectre down. Obviously the soft tyres will fall off soon, so Fanrod and Stewart I think going to be overtaken by Xavier and Fakey. As Fakey tries to go around the outside, just outside Cops. Well, he goes no way side by side through Mason Beckett. No, he does back off there with only 5% ERS compared to 86 of Xavier's. I think Xavier's going to stay in front for a while here with that ERS being that low. As Rowley now after overtaking both Aston Martins, now trying to fight for his 4th win of the season. As Tickard goes into the pits. A strange call there, but don't know what else. And Stewart also going into the pits on the must-have wing damage. As Fig 200 is pushed up to 9th now, he's still on the back of Xavier here. Using whatever he has left in this battery storage here. Barely even getting above 20, well, that's 21. He's really tight to that corner, perfect corner there. Can he overtake him this lap? 20% ERS compared to 90. I think he's going to try an Xavier, and Fig 200 gets past. Round the outside, can he make the move stick though is question. Now he's tight to the inside. The inside usually wins out here, pushing his car really far out to try and cut off Xavier. As Fake 200 is now in front, but Xavier here with a full battery almost compared to Fake 200 drained one. The red the lighter dead giveaway and almost begging Xavier to overtake him now. As slight gaps seem to grow in the field, as Fanrod is 1.8 seconds away from Tenkan and almost a second away from Caselli is away from Peter, but then Xavier makes the move on Fakey now. As you know, Fakey goes down the inside here. I'm going to the final set of corners. Xavier doesn't even want to go side by side with Fakey here. This lets him have the place knowing he can get it back at any time with the ERS. H2 are very close on the back of Famrod here, as Ticket now overtakes Sammy. As the bottom 7 having penalties. Unfortunately, Lancy and Caselli here have what is it? Have time penalties, but I think obviously Caselli started on the soft, so he's fine to go on these mediums here. Pikachu just staying in front of Xavier. H2 trying to make the move on Bamrod, yeah. Top 5 all within a second. Getting that train. Can you do it? Xavier's also want to try to make the move. That red light is so enticing, as he probably gets a warning for that for going off track there. So Xavier has to be careful not to get another time penalty. He does. His Fakey 200 tries going down the inside and keeping the position. I think he also is going to get a warning for that, for going off track. As Xavier is now going to try to pull out of DRS range of Fakey. As H2 does make the move on the back straight. But Famrod also not willing to give up that position too easily. As we watch on board with the Williams here. I think he will be put up to P3 with the time penalties now currently. And he has no threats from behind. That's 6 second gap even with the penalties. But no, that's with the penalties, I mean. 20% battery here for Tenkan, 60% from Michael, 40% for Caselli. Bully with about 70 and Lancy with only 13 here. I think Bully's trying to set up a attack. I think he's waiting till he gets around 4 cents. I don't think he'll be doing it now. On the inside after seeing the red light of Lancy, almost begging him to be overtaken, as Michael's also only 3 tenths behind. But Volley takes the lead of the British Grand Prix with only 4 laps left to go. Can't even get his 5th win across the line now. 3 laps left to go. Spamrod's still stuck behind HQ. I mean H2. Sorry. Fakey very close to Xavier here. H2 gets another 3 time penalty, so that puts him even further down. Side by side into the first corner, Xavier and Fakey going the long way around, just stays on track and he makes the move around the outside in the first corner, but down the inside goes Xavier. And Xavier loses out to Fakey there. Brilliant driving from him, and Caselli gets a 3 time penalty trying to overtake Michael here. Stuart the Fox also getting a 3 time penalty. Caselli really trying now to get this place back, but also it doesn't really matter because he has a 3 second. Tenkan just watching this from a distance, knowing he has P3 secured if he can keep this pace up. Xavier, while wanting to come back up, Fakey with that 90% battery, absolutely glorious to look at. Fakey trying to make his car as wide as possible. Both on the medium tyres, so almost the same speed. Famrod very close to the track limits there. As it's now grown a second between Lancy and Petrovoli here, which is crazy. So now I think he's just going to cruise to win now, as he locks the rears a little bit. You can hear the screeching. But Caselli really trying to make this move on Michael, even though he does have a 3 second. H2 3.5 seconds away from 10 can. I say 10 cans, don't even know how to end in it. Anyway, Xavier now we're trying to make the move on Fakey. With now 2 laps left, Fakey trying to get 8th place in this race. With, I think it's a bit unfortunate that he only has 13% ERS and Xavier has much more. I think he's going to have to save it and go for a last ditch overtake. It's down around the outside. Oh, he's trying to do it, Xavier. Very tight there, but I think he has made the move because he's so tight to the corner. Yes, he has. Fake 200 trying now, using all that ERS, but I think it's a futile attempt because he should really be saving that to the last laps as he gets in front just before Cops. Fake 200 gets another 3-second time penalty, unfortunately there. That'll put him quite far down the grid. Unless Xavier gets where Xavier's going to cruise now. No, I think he's going to cruise behind Fake. No, actually I think he's still going to fight for that place, but Fake 200 knowing that he is now around, he'll be 9th place behind Xavier here, unfortunately. So I think the last lap overtake will most likely be from H2 on Famrod or Tin Can on Caselli here, but I did see that Sammy make the move on Tickard, but Tickard still trying to fight back for this 1 point. Tickard pushed really far wide off the track there as he rejoins. Xavier and Fakey really fighting now. The Fakey still with a literally 100% ERS. More than anyone else in the lobby here. Caselli on 11 with 10k on 5 on 24, a little bit more for 10k here. As Tickard again makes the move on Sammy. Sammy with a 6-second time penalty, so Tickard could finish behind Sammy and still get the point. As Famrod now trying to make the move on Spectre. Shoot, the Fox gets a 3-second time penalty, which is 9 seconds for him in total. But Sammy also gets a 3-second time penalty while fighting for position with Tickard. There's a top as Lancey's very close to Volti on the last lap as Tickard again makes the move on Sammy on the back straight. Only 2 tenths now between Volley and 6-second time penalty now for Lancey, which puts him in threat of 5th place. Well, he was going to finish 4th, but now he's going to finish 5th, which is so unfortunate for a man that should really be fighting for this win now. As I think Lancey will get in front with looking at the ERS. Lancey will get in front on the back straight. Can Caselli get past Michael, and can even Ten can get past Michael and Caselli here, try and get 3rd. And Famrod's going to try and get Spec H2. Xavier's also going to try and get Fakey. And here we see Caselli get past Michael, and Tenkan isn't going to be able to get past Michael. He goes far off track, doesn't get a penalty. As he's trying to go around the outside on track with Michael, can he do it? Gets the overtake gun just before the line, and he's going to take P2. Tenkan takes P2 away from Michael, who gets P5 in over the 3-second time penalty, and the 6-second time penalty puts Lancey in P3. Yeah, I thought he had the podium. Did Tenkan? Oh no, Tenkan didn't get the penalty. There was a tiny gap that Lancey managed to fit in and didn't go behind these two. That's crazy. Can we see to the leader? I know that they had penalties as well, so I didn't see. But Ticket on track finishing ahead of Fake 200 there, but obviously penalties put Fake 200 behind as well, going 9th. And Caselli goes all the way down to 7th, unfortunately. As we just wait for the Stravless to win. Unfortunately, it was an unfortunate race for him in the back of the grid for most of that, after getting spun out by hitting the back of H2. And obviously your race winner, driver of the day, is Fake 200, well deserved from him. But also your race winner for his, I think it's fourth win, no, it's way more. I think it is something like his, no, it is fourth win of the season. It's Petrovoli here in Silverstone, upsetting all the British drivers in Division 2. He gets pole, no British drivers on the grid, on the podium I mean, as there's two Dutchmen. The two Dutchmen of 10 can and Lancy here, yes, Lancy. As obviously time penalties will be looked at after race from the stewards, but here Famrod takes just outside a podium spot with P4. P5 goes to Michael, H2 gets 6th, Caselli gets 7th, Xavier gets 8th, Fakey 200 again going from 17th to 9th. Great race from him, collected 2 points for Mercedes, and Tickard on the 10th spot, beating Sammy there, even though Sammy had 9 seconds of penalties, coming 11th. And Stewart 12th, Stravas 13th unfortunately for him, and then Ian Dunn 14th, and the rest DNF. So it's been a great race there to watch from the start, even with Lance getting pole, and look again, Michael starting in 10th and going up 5 positions, which is a great race from Xavier on 15th and going 8th, great, and 10th I'm really going 8th to 2nd there, a brilliant race for Williams, with Xavier finishing P8. We weren't the best, maybe Xavier could have finished a bit higher to help his teammate, but I think that's really going to help Tenkan in his fight for this championship, really. As the championship leader finishes 6th, so I think that is going to really tighten it up at the top there in Division 2. But that has been Silverstone for that race 9 finish, going on to race 10, which will be in Saudi Arabia around the Jeddah circuit from 1 week from now. So you can catch us there next Wednesday. But tomorrow, don't miss out on Division 4 and Division 6 racing on Thursday. I'll also be commentating on Division 6. And yes, please subscribe. And if you want to obviously get involved in league racing, please check the description if you wanted to join a race like this and have me commentate on it. And that has been a DTR F1 Division 2 Race 9. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.